Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training company, passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to pass a primary school teacher interview. And in particular, I'm going to give you a number of important tips to make sure you prepare effectively, and more importantly, I'm going to give you a number of primary teacher interview questions and top scoring answers. So please do stick around and watch the tutorial from beginning to end. Now, before I get into those top tips to help you pass your primary teacher interview, a very warm welcome to this tutorial. My name is Richard McMunn, that's me there in the centre. I've been helping people to pass their interviews for about 20 years now, and I do that specifically by giving you top scoring answers you can't find anywhere else. On that basis, please do subscribe to my channel by clicking the red button below the video, and then you won't miss out on any of the weekly interview training videos that I'm uploading. And I would also very much appreciate it if you gave the video a like. That always motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn if you want to. My LinkedIn link is in the description below the video. Now, in preparation for your primary teacher interview, we need to make sure that you demonstrate the following key skills and attributes. Let's work through them. You have to demonstrate an ability to develop and deliver strong lesson plans that allow for engaging and inclusive learning. So that's learning for everybody within the class, inclusive. You also have to demonstrate an ability to motivate your students with imaginative lessons and classes. You have to include parents and carers in the development of their child by providing them with appropriate and constructive feedback. You will have to mark and assess work in a timely manner. This is in addition to your teaching duties to ensure each student can progress based on your feedback. Also, you have to keep up to date with primary educational developments, and you also have to take responsibility for your own CPD, which is continuous professional development. And finally, being flexible. You have to demonstrate a flexible and supportive approach to your teaching duties. So you need to work long and difficult hours at times, but also support other teachers to help them deliver on the educational objectives of the school or the establishment you're working for. Now, in all of the primary teacher interview questions and answers that are coming right now, I have made sure I've included all of those skills and attributes to ensure that you pass your interview. Excuse me. So let's get straight into it. The first question of your primary teacher interview: tell me about yourself and why you think you'll make a good primary teacher. Let's take a look at a strong answer to that question. I am an extremely passionate teacher who decided to get into this profession because of the skills and qualities I possess that are a match for the role. I am hardworking. I always put the welfare and the education of my students at the core of everything I do, and I always work tirelessly to give them the best possible start in life through the education I provide as a primary teacher. I will make a good primary teacher because I have the ability to build strong relationships with my students and their parents. I am kind, patient and caring, and above all, I am totally dedicated to the teaching profession, which I feel will be a positive influence on my style of teaching and the results that it brings. So that's a strong answer because it's positive in nature. You are telling them about yourself and you are focusing totally on your work ethics, your skills and your attributes, which is important. And also you're explaining why you'll make a good primary teacher. So you're coming across as a passionate person who is totally dedicated to the teaching profession. So you can either pause the video and write that down, or if you want to wait, I will tell you where you can download my full set of 21 primary school teacher interview questions and top scoring answers. Let's move on to the second question. Why have you chosen our school to become a primary teacher? Again, a guaranteed question. So why have you chosen our school to become a primary teacher? They want to understand why you've chosen them, and I believe this question will come pretty much early on during your primary teacher interview. So we need to give them a great answer. Here it is. I've chosen your school because of the strong reputation it has within the community, and it is also clear from my research that you strive to deliver the highest standards of educational possible. Everyone I have spoken to about your school have all had nothing but positive comments to say, and on that basis I feel this school is the one where I can continually grow and develop as a primary teacher. There is a huge amount of responsibility that comes with being a primary teacher, and I only want to work within a school that is a match for my own work ethics, standards, and values. So that demonstrates that you thought carefully about why you've chosen their school, and also their reputation is a match for your own high standards. Next question. What are the core values you would apply in your teaching? This is a difficult primary school teacher interview question, a difficult one. We need to make sure that the core values you apply within your teaching are a match for the expectations of the school. So here's my answer. The 3 core values I would apply whilst teaching would be inclusion, honesty, and hard work. It is essential that all students are made to feel valued, appreciated, and that their education and development is important. I would also make sure that the students' parents are informed and kept up to date in the progress of their child's educational development. Now, in respect of honesty, it's crucial the right standards are met, especially when teaching children of such a young, influential age. Now, finally, if you teach children the importance of hard work and determination through your work as a primary teacher, this will have a positive impact on their future education and instill the importance of working hard and professionally in everything you do. So that demonstrates that you've thought carefully about the values that you would instill whilst teaching. And I like the fact that you've given 3 core values. You're not just mentioning 1 or 2, you're giving 3 specific values. And if you focus on those 3, it will be easier for you to remember them when preparing for your primary teacher interview. Now, I've got 2 more questions to run through, so please do stick around. They're difficult questions, but I'll give you great answers. But if you want to download my full set of 21 primary school teacher interview questions and top scoring answers, there's a link that's appeared in the top right hand corner of that video. Click it when you're ready and it will take you through to my website where you can download the full set. Next question. What do you think makes a good primary teacher? Here's my suggested answer. I believe there are a number of things that all combine to make a good, competent primary teacher. These are making sure the students feel confident to speak during class, where they can ask any questions they want to. This is important because historically, students and pupils don't always feel confident enough to ask important questions, meaning they end up missing an important aspect of the lesson. A good primary teacher will also understand that everyone learns at a different pace, and on that basis, progress must be measured individually as opposed to being on a whole class basis. It is important that everyone progresses, but at a pace that is suitable and applicable to their own style of learning and ability. Finally, a good primary teacher makes lessons interesting, inclusive, and enjoyable. The more enjoyable education is, the more willing to learn the students will be. That's a great answer to that question. So it demonstrates that you know what the role involves, but more importantly, how to be a good primary teacher. That's the important part. Next question. Tell me about a time when you received criticism about your style of teaching. Now, this is a common primary teacher interview question, and the vast majority of people would respond by saying, I've never actually been criticised. And they think that is the right answer to say that you've never been criticised. But here is the correct way to answer this. I haven't been criticised often. However, when I first started out in teaching, an experienced teacher who had been at the school for a long period of time was assessing me during my first few lessons. Now, this was common practice at the school to make sure all teachers were not only adhering to the school curriculum, but that their style of teaching was applicable to all students. Now, at the end of the first lesson, the teacher raised 2 important improvement areas with me. The first was the pace of teaching. I was basically too fast and I needed to slow down. The second area of improvement was the fact that I didn't confirm the teaching points often enough with the students. I took the feedback on board and I started to implement these important aspects in all future lessons. I am someone that, despite now being experienced as a primary teacher, is always looking to improve and develop, and I see constructive feedback as an important part of maintaining competence in my role. And that last bit is the important part, that you are someone who is open to feedback and constructive criticism, because a lot of people, not just teachers, find it difficult to take on board feedback if somebody criticises them. But as a primary teacher, you have to be open to learning and developing at all times, because the educational sector is changing all the time. There are different ways to teach, and the expectations are really high. So being open to criticism is really important. So if you want to download my full set of 21 primary school teacher interview questions and answers, click that link below the video. or the one in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and it will take you through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download my full set of 21 cracking answers to primary teacher interview questions. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. Thank you very much. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments section below, but I wish you all the best for passing your primary teacher interview. Have a brilliant day.